while. Top of the third, you place the reactor.
Okay, sec. Okay, reactor's up there.
Okay. The reactor has 4 sides, each with a blue circle.
Mm-hmm.
On each side, there is instability building up as the reactors charge up.
Right.
When instability reaches 100% or stability reaches 0%, it will have a good chance to blow up.
So it doesn't make sense that 0 and 100 would have it blow up. I can understand one of the two, but...
100% instability or 0% stability.
Well, 100% stability would be 100% stable.
100% instability
Well, then...
or 0% stability.
It seemed...
He's using instability and stability. So 100% instability.
Yes, but he has them represented by the same integer, which is the problem.
The same what?
You have them represented as the same percentage, right?
No.
Okay, never mind. Carry on.
So to counteract the instability, you shoot some laser to the reactor.
Right.
The more energy you put in the laser, the more instability you remove.
Gotcha.
To shoot that, you use the stabilization laser. Each stabilization laser needs to be 1 block away.
Okay.
You put 1 block, then you put the stabilization laser.
Alright.
There needs to be air between the stabilization laser and reactor, otherwise the laser won't shoot. There we go. So you see there is a blue circle when the stabilization laser does detect
yeah, I
the
see
reactor.
it. So yellow bad, blue good. Gotcha.
Yeah. And here are your reinforcements.
Thank you.
As any laser in the mod, to work and get power, you need 1 particle booster per stabilization laser.
Okay.
The particle booster in this current version needs to be either above or below the stabilization laser.
Okay.
In case we put them below. To control this thing, you need to shoot the laser at the right time. If you shoot too many lasers, the laser will lose half of its efficiency. So you need to shoot them at the right space with the right amount of energy. So you need to have a computer to control this reactor.
An advanced computer, I assume, yes?
Yes.
Where does that go?
You put the advanced computer wherever you want. You connect all 5 blocks, reactor and 4 stabilization laser, with LAN wire.
Okay.
And, like we did with the mining laser.
Then we'll put it right here. And then we'll do bam, 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 bam. Do I have to connect the reactor as well?
Yes.
Okay, so that's gonna have to go on top. Really? Oh my god, it won't connect.
Shift.
Fair enough.
If right click. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so we need to put you here. And then we'll come over here. Bazoo, bazoo. Bam. And then we'll go like this. And try not to, whoops. Trying not to make a swastika.
Sure.
Good plan.
Believe it or not, when you're messing with cables, sometimes it's hard not to make a swastika. I've discovered this accidentally.
I've never had this problem.
So remember, it's those peripheral. Black by default means off, so you need to right click to switch them on.
Right. Okay.
In your base, you want to have the computer preferably in the same chunk as the reactor. Because when you load the chunks, you may have the reactor without a computer. Reactor without a computer has a tendency to blow up.
Alright, so do we need to keep these marble things here, or can we get rid of that?
No, you can remove them.
Okay. Now do we
Now,
connect...
the reactor cannot put either EU or RF. So for now we just put 1 wire.
There you go.
Okay.
And then we need to connect each of the laser particle boosters as well, right?
Yes.
So we'll connect those as well. There we are.
Okay. Now listen carefully. If the reactor reach 0% stability, it blow up.
Okay.
Prevent to blow up, you shoot with the laser. To
Right.
shoot with the laser, you need to have energy in the particle booster.
Right.
The way you wire it here, you have no buffer. Means if you suck up all the power in whatever is behind, so in here the mining lasers, you will have no power in those particle booster, hence no power to stabilize, hence reactor blowing up.
Roger that. Fixing that now.
So basically you want one energy cell next to each particle booster.
How about that for
It's
ghetto-ness?
preferable to have one per particle booster.
We don't have enough actual charges at the moment to do it that way. We can fix it here in a couple of minutes once
Okay.
we're producing power.
So let's fire it up.
Alright, so clicking on the computer, how do I find the program?
Well, right now there is no problem because you didn't switch on the computer. Peripheral is black.
Whoops, there we go. Alright,
And you just reboot it. Control R.
Control R. Okay. It is asking me for a ship name.
Yeah.
So do I need to give it a ship name?
Yes.
Okay. We'll do reactor boom. Okay. Warp reactor detected. 4 reactor stabilization lasers detected. 1 reactor, 2 cloak, 3 mining, 4 core, 5 laser. So I'm assuming 1 for reactor.
Yes.
Okay. So we have stability, which I'm only seeing as 1%. I do not see instability as a percentage.
Yeah. Internal is instability, but for player we only see stability.
Okay. Alright.
Let's just talk about stability.
Alright.
So each laser is fully charged right now. They have 100k EUs.
Roger that.
On the energy line, you see there is no charge.
Right. We're not producing any power at the moment.
Yes. So fire it up.
Well, don't I need to adjust some percentages or anything? Or do you... Oh, I guess
Leave
we'll...
it to default for now.
Alright, starting reactor by pressing S. Reactor is firing up.
It's building charge at the speed that you see on the right.
Okay, so 120 RF a tick is what we're currently producing. And climbing.
Yes.
200.
The more charge, the more energy you can output.
Gotcha.
The more instability, or the less stable, the more power you can output.
Okay. Now it says our target stability is 50%, so that's, we're wanting it to roughly be at 50% stable, so we're producing enough power. How much will we produce at 50%?
Around 20 KRF.
Alright, so, oh, I need to get out of hover mode, hang on. There we go. Alright, so, if that number, 74, hits 0, we blow up. And that's bad. We obviously don't want that. So the goal here is to get it as low as possible so you're producing as much as possible without blowing up. Okay. All right, so it says L to use lasers. Are lasers already shooting or no?
They are shooting when you reach below 50%, which is your target stability.
Okay. So I'm going to turn sounds on so we can hear them. And will we see them as well, or no?
Yeah, you see them. If you hear them.
Okay, I've got the sounds on.
No, you won't hear them, you just see them.
Okay, so the lasers are now firing, as you guys can see right here. So that is keeping us roughly at 50%. We're producing 4,200 RF a tick now. Which, to give you guys a little bit of an idea, that's about as much power as I was producing with, what, 5 steam boilers? Yeah. And we're still climbing. We're still climbing. Okay, so...
You still have the sound on?
Still have the what?
You still have the sound on in game?
Yes, the sound is on. Whoa, what the hell?
So you see, I increased the target stability to 65.
Mm-hmm.
So all went red because it was way below it. And while trying to compensate, he shoot too many lasers. So you are losing power on the laser efficiency, and it makes explosion to tell you that it's losing efficiency.
Now
It's
what?
usually a sign that you will blow up pretty soon.
Alright, so how do you fix that?
You wait a bit for it to stabilize, or like I did right now, I increased the laser amount.
Okay, now our lasers seem to be zeroing out occasionally.
Yeah, because I increased it to 100k.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So it could stabilize much faster.
Roger
So
that.
we will put it down to 50% with the minus key. Like so.
Damn, and we're still climbing. We're producing 10k a tick. Holy shit balls.
So when you hear your reactor blowing up, you better run, stabilize it.
Yeah. Alright, so right now it's showing... Good God. Okay, so we're pulling 10k a tick. Are the lasers still running? The mining lasers downstairs?
Currently you are not outputting. You are using the full production to increase the charge.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. Roger that.
He says outputting 0 RF.
Okay, but if we're outputting 0 RF, that means we're charging the lasers 100% off the energy cube. So how do we output?
You press O for output.
Okay, so pressing O for output mode, manual/unlimited. So we're outputting 10,002 RF a tick.
Yeah, this is the maximum of your connection, because right now you have a redstone energy conduit. So you cannot output more than 10k RF per tick. Even if you are producing 16k RF a tick.
So how do we go about that? That was kind of the problem we had before. How do you get around that problem?
We use that.
Ah, power converters. Okay, gotcha. And we kick it over to EU. Roger that. Roger that.
So you output in EU UV,
And then so we,
then bridge, and then the...
and then we'd bridge again, basically.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Cool. Holy shit, we're producing 17,000 RF a tick. That's insane. All right, so I'm gonna let that cell charge up just a bit, and then we'll hook the lasers back up. I'm gonna drop it. Hang on, let me do this. We're gonna break you right here, and then actually no, not yet. Well, yeah, that's fine. We'll do bam, bam. What I'm basically gonna do here is we're just gonna drop the energy cell down one tick real quick. There we go.
Preferably without blowing stuff up.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm just gonna clear one inventory slot so it goes into there real quick. And then break. Oh shit, you got it. Place it down in the middle, please. Quickly. Thank you. Alright. Probably should have done that one more floor, huh? Yep. Well, looks like the alright, I'm turning sound off because it sounds like the mining lasers have kicked back on.
Yeah, I've cut the power.
Alright, so turn that there, turn that there, turn that there. And then we need to do, hang on. Do that there, and then that there, and then that there. You want to break that right there, and then we'll go, and we'll put you right here. Okay. And then we can break this and that. I'm going to go ahead and reconnect this temporarily just to keep charging the cell because we're almost out of power. And then break this here, break here. Alright, so we need a RF, whoops. We need the opposite system. Wait, what are you doing? Okay.
Tack, 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 tack. There we go. That's the safe setup.
Now the problem here is we can't put out RF from a UV producer, can we?
No, you put the UV next to the reactor.
Well, this is a UV producer, not a UV consumer.
Convert it to consumer.
Consumer, you can't.
You just stick it in your crafting table.
I just put it in my crafting box, and a producer is not becoming a consumer.
You have a problem with your crafting.
Here you go, catch. I'll let you do it.
Oh.
Oh, Pyro's not wrong?
That's a first.
Oh, what's up, bitches? You all heard it right here first. Lamb admitted in front of everybody that Pyro was right. That's Pyro 1, Lamb 0. Just in case anybody was keeping count.
We stopped counting.
Shut up, Arthur. Nobody asked you. God. Alright, is that... Oh, okay, you got it.
That's...
I think they only convert one way, not both ways.
Yeah, okay, so let's just...
One of our lasers is about to explode, because it doesn't... It's this one right here, it doesn't have any power. Fuck. Hang on. Shit. Okay, you...
Let's invert the two cells.
I'm just gonna connect it for now, and then we can...
Where is the other cell?
I've got it. Hang on. There it goes.
Much better. Okay, so UV consumer. What? Oh. Yeah, that works too. Not sure why you made it that way.
Oh.
One lock to low.
My bad. Bajra. Fuck.
What'd you do with your Fajra?
I never got it made, remember?
I thought you did.
No, we had a lot of problems with it. Alright. So now we are outputting... Fucking shit, dude! We're producing 33,000 RF a tick. This thing is receiving... Jesus Christ! We're outputting... 50,000 RF a tick. God dang.
Okay, now watch the monitor.
Which one? The computer?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm watching it.
You are unlimited, means you are losing power. You are outputting more than you are producing.
Ah, okay. So I need to go into configuration?
You just change the output mode.
Okay. Surplus above 100 RF. Rated at 100 RF. Hold manual on the surplus above 100 RF. Okay, there we go. So basically it'll fill up until it hits 100 million RF or 10 million. And
No,
then,
100 RF is like it will. It's about the charge. The charge is at 8 million, so you are still losing.
how are we still losing if I have it set to surplus only?
Surplus above 100 RF. Oh, your charge is 8 million. You have 7,99,000,090 surplus.
Okay, so I have to wait till it drops to 100 RF before it does surplus?
It's already outputting more than you are producing. You see the outputting is 40k.
I'm aware of that. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking how do we fix it to where it only produces...
Well, you could set it to, I don't know, 8 million.
So...
It's not working. So let's use the rated mode and configure 220.
So that's basically... Oh, okay. So rated means it will only spit out 20,000 RF.
Yeah.
Okay, so that leaves us 6,000 RF positive. Gotcha. Okay, and
So you
how...
can still continue to grow up.
And how did you get to the rated mode right there under G and T?
With O, output mode.
Output mode, output mode, output mode. Okay, and how do you adjust that output mode?
You are in surplus, not in rated. You are losing power.
And how do you adjust that?
You change it with GT or with the configuration key.
GT. Okay, so we'll go configuration. Gotcha. Let me put it at 20, 1, 2, 3. Reactor set, laser level 10,000. How do I... Okay, you just keep pressing enter. Gotcha. Alright, so now they're at 20,000 RF tick. We're pulling in. So we could even set that at a little higher if we wanted to. So let's configure it to... whoops.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. Let's do 25,000. There we go.
So this means you are consuming almost all the power you're producing. So your charge is not increasing very fast, so you cannot produce very much energy.
Ah, so if we let that hit all the way up to 10 million, it'll produce more?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So then we just... Well, I guess we could just wait and see how these click off. Wow, those are already full? Holy shit. Dude, this is fucking insane, man. Yeah, so I mean, this thing is expensive as hell to make, but it's pretty much the solution to the energy problems right here.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So as long as you connect up the producers, then that gives you 1, 2, 3, that gives you up to 50,000 RF a tick that you can pull off this thing. And technically you can connect more RF producers off of the energy bridge up there, and you could get probably close to... Well, let's see, there's 5 here that you could have plus 5 on each side, so that's, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 5, you could have 25, 25 times 10,000 is 250,000 RF a tick is your max, if my math's right.
Yeah, but from the reactor perspective, you cannot go higher than 100k RF a tick when you are in overcharge.
So still, roughly 100,000 RF a tick is still not too shabby, guys. Not too shabby. So for those of you guys that have been asking for the reactor demo, this is it. Keep in mind, this thing is very expensive to make. You're going to be using a lot of top-end IC2 stuff. And let me just go over all of the pieces real quick so you guys know what you're looking for. Number one, you need an reactor. Then you need 4 Arubis reactor stabilization lasers. You need 4 laser particle boosters. You need some form of power to get to them. LIM recommends a resonant energy cell for each of the boost lasers, because if those run out of power and they stop shooting, you get a fucking explosion, and this thing leaves a pretty decent sized crater, because we had them exploding quite a bit. Once you've got that set up, you need to connect to the reactor up there however you so please. In this video, we've got them connected with an EU UV consumer, which basically... That thing can consume ultimate voltage, which is really, really ridiculous. Then you can
8,000 EU per tick.
Yeah, 8,000 EU a tick. You can then move that into the energy bridge, and then you can spit that out any way you want. Each of these connections right here is capable of pulling 10K at a time, which isn't too shabby. And then you can connect multiple RF producers to each side of the energy bridge to get more. To go over this one more time, you want stability to be positive. If it hits 0, you have a percentage chance of a detonation. The lower the stability, though, the more power it produces, right?
Yes.
And your energy charge right here, the more energy you have in your storage, the more you produce a tick. So you can see right here, we're producing almost 30,000 RF a tick. This thing uses absolutely no fuel other than the power you need to basically prime your engine, basically. So you just got to make sure you have enough energy to run the lasers, and then you're pretty much good. So play around with it. Do be careful, it will explode. I strongly recommend you make your reactor room like we have out of reinforced stone, so that if it explodes, it doesn't blow anything precious up. And then this right here will solve all the power problems we basically have been having. So this is limitless, free energy. Once you can get to this point, you build 3 or 4 of these things, and you'll have more power production than you will ever know what to do with.
1 per base is more than enough.
Exactly. There you go.
One thing you want to keep in mind, you need to monitor it. It's not something you power and forget. You don't leave it on in your base and forget it. it may blow up because you fuck up something, consume too much power, laser get out of power, and boom.
And keep in mind that, as we've showcased many times in this series, sometimes the thermal expansion cables just break. If one of your cables breaks and stops feeding this energy cell power, then this thing goes offline, then your reactor is going to blow. Keep that in mind. If you have them on different chunk boundaries and maybe the computer doesn't load but the reactor does, it's going to blow. So like Lim said, when you're done, turn it off, let it power down, and then start it back up in the morning when you're ready to go. Because otherwise, you're going to have some issues. And like I said, this thing will leave... How big's the crater? It's what? About 5 TNT's worth of crater?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, it's not going to wreck you completely, but it's bigger than a boiler. I mean, it's going to leave a mark. So
you don't put your ME system next to it.
No. So it's kind of like an actual reactor room on a starship. You know, if you ever watched Star Trek and they had to jettison the warp core and then the warp core explodes and everybody almost dies. That's basically what you're talking about here. It's a big, loud, angry fucking thing. So be careful with it and keep that in mind. So if you guys have any questions about how to use this thing, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. You can also post on the forums at worldwarminecraft.net. Feel free to send me a tweet on Twitter at Pyrostasis. And I can try and help, maybe. Lim's probably going to be a little bit smarter on this than I am, and I'm probably going to be one of the first people to blow it up. But that is the new reactor that we've been wanting to showcase. Sorry it's taken so long. You'll definitely want to use this in your submission for the mining barge contest that is due on September 18th. So I recorded this video on the 5th. Should be up on YouTube by the 6th or the 7th, which gives you guys about 20 days, 21 days, almost 3 weeks for you guys to get this shit figured out. So good luck, folks. Happy reactoring and producing all the energy you'd ever possibly need. And if you blow shit up, it ain't my fault. Not my fault. Can't blame me. Hopefully you guys like this video. If you did, slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next clip.